Okay, so you're trying to like keep up with crypto, right?
Right.
And I'm sure you've heard all the buzz about layer 2 platforms.
Yeah, absolutely. They're getting a lot of attention.
For good reason.
Yeah.
Like today, we're going to dive into Base and zkSync,
Okay.
two of the like biggest names in the space.
For sure.
And we'll try to really understand what makes them so important
Right.
and why they matter for like the whole blockchain ecosystem.
Yeah, I mean, I think the main thing to understand is that blockchains, like Ethereum, the original ones, they've really struggled with scalability
Right,
when things get busy.
They get clogged up.
Exactly. You get these slow transactions and just like crazy high fees.
Yeah, it's been a huge roadblock.
Yeah, for sure. A big bottleneck
Yeah.
to adoption.
So that's where layer 2 comes in.
Right.
It's like building these express lanes on top of Ethereum.
Yeah.
Just to like bypass all that
Yeah.
congestion.
Exactly.
Okay, so first up, let's talk about Base,
Okay.
which is, Coinbase's own layer 2 platform.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting, actually. They built it using this thing called the OP stack.
OP stack.
Yeah, it's like a standardized toolkit for building these optimistic rollups.
Okay, so Coinbase, a huge name in crypto, they decided to build their own like fast lane.
Right.
Why is that so significant?
Well, I think what's really exciting about it is the potential reach that it has.
Okay.
I mean, Coinbase has just this massive user base.
Yeah.
And by building Base, they're essentially creating this low-cost environment
Yeah.
where developers can easily build all sorts of decentralized applications.
Yeah.
And I think this could really be a game changer for bringing millions of new people into the Web3 world.
So it was like a major highway getting this brand new like high-speed off-ramp.
Exactly.
Makes it way easier to get on and off, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And basically this launched fairly recently, right?
Yeah, it actually launched in 2023.
2023. Okay, so still pretty new.
Yeah, pretty new.
But it sounds like it's growing really fast.
Oh, yeah, the growth has been remarkable. I mean, we're already seeing like everything
What kind of stuff?
from meme coins to NFT platforms and decentralized finance tools,
Wow.
all popping up on Base.
So they're not wasting any time.
Nope.
Okay. And I guess the fact that it's directly integrated with Coinbase
Right.
makes it a lot easier for new users
For sure.
who might find, Ethereum
Yeah.
like a little bit intimidating.
Yeah. I mean, the cost and the complexity can be really daunting for some people.
Right, totally.
So this definitely lowers the barrier to entry.
For sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got Base. Now let's switch gears a little bit and talk about zkSync.
Okay.
They seem to be taking a slightly different approach.
They are. Yeah.
So what's their angle?
So zkSync leverages this really cool technology called zero-knowledge rollups.
Okay.
It's a bit of a mouthful.
Yeah.
But essentially, imagine bundling up like thousands of transactions
Okay.
off of the main Ethereum chain
Okay.
and then submitting a single really efficient proof.
Like a receipt.
Yeah, kind of like a cryptographic receipt back to Ethereum
Yeah.
to say, hey,
This-
all these transactions are valid.
Everything checks out.
Yeah.
Okay, so instead of Ethereum having to check each individual transaction like one by one,
Right.
it just gets this like one thumbs up.
Yeah, one cryptographic thumbs up for the whole batch.
Okay.
And so what you get from that is just incredibly fast speeds and dramatically lower fees.
Wow.
And you still inherit all of Ethereum's strong security.
Okay, so zkSync, really interesting approach.
Yeah.
So it sounds like a lot of technical wizardry going on behind the scenes.
There is a lot of complicated cryptography involved,
Yeah.
but the bottom line is a much smoother,
Yeah.
cheaper, and safer crypto experience.
For everybody.
For everyone, exactly.
Okay, so we've talked about Base, we've talked about zkSync.
Right.
Why should anyone listening to this care?
Well, I think the key takeaway here is that layer 2 platforms like these
Yeah.
are really the key to unlocking mainstream adoption of crypto.
Okay.
They're solving these core scalability problems.
So it's not just about making transactions faster for existing crypto users. It's about making these Web3 applications
Yes.
accessible and affordable
To a much broader audience.
to everyone.
Exactly.
Okay.
And, it also empowers developers to build more powerful, decentralized applications. And it makes things like DeFi and NFTs much more viable.
Without the crazy fees.
Exactly, without those hefty fees.
Yeah.
I mean, some analysts are even predicting that 2025 could be the year of layer 2.
Wow.
With even more integrations and wider use.
So are you saying that the next big innovations in crypto
Yeah.
might not even happen directly on Ethereum?
Right.
They might actually happen on these layer 2 platforms.
That's a very real possibility. Yeah. I mean, that's where a lot of the exciting development is concentrated right now.
Okay, so the big takeaway for our listeners today is that if you're at all interested in the future of the internet,
Yeah.
digital assets, Web3,
Yeah.
keep a close eye on base zkSync
Mm-hmm.
and just the whole layer 2 ecosystem in general.
Absolutely. It's where we're seeing some of the most real progress in making blockchain technology more usable for everyone.
And I'll leave you with this thought.
Okay.
How might the emergence of these fast and affordable layer 2 solutions
Yeah.
ultimately change how we interact with the internet and our digital stuff
Right.
in the years to come?
It's a fascinating question to ponder.
It is. It is.
For sure.
Okay. Well, thanks for breaking this down.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me.
That was really interesting.
Appreciate it.
All right. And to everyone listening, thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
Yes, thanks for listening.
Until next time.